Hey guys, so in this video series we're going to be setting up a fully functional GUI that will interact with the Alpaca API. So if you run something like this, we see that pulls up a GUI and we can create orders here. So we want to buy one stock of Microsoft. You see that the Microsoft stock gets stored in the orders, and here you should see one stock appear. So say we want to buy 10 stocks of Apple. We should see an order placed here to purchase 10 stocks. And so first off, we're going to start by getting connected to the Alpaca API. So to set that up, we're going to make a new, we're going to start from scratch. So we're basically just going to be looking through the documentation to set that up. So the first thing is we're going to need to create a config.py file, and so this will be where we store our API keys. And so we're also going to need to make a main.py, and so this is going to have a list of functions in our URLs. And then we're going to do from config import star, so that's going to import all of our API keys. So I'm going to move this off so I can get my API keys set up. But in this we can do API underscore key equals, and then API underscore secret key equals. And so to find these API keys, we are basically going to be looking here. You got to create an account for the Alpaca. So I might start from scratch and create a new account here. Sign up. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. And so you'll have to verify your account, and that's just what I'm doing now. And now that we have that, we should be able to log in here, and we're going to generate our API keys here to the left. So if we click view, you're going to have a secret key and an API key ID. So you're just going to want to copy these keys. And I'm going to change my keys right after I make this video, just so you guys can't use them. But you are going to put in your API key here and your secret key here and save that. And so what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to interact with this documentation. And so now we're going to go into our main script, and we basically want to be able to connect with this dashboard. So we have to make those requests. So we have to import a couple of libraries, import JSON, import request. And so we're going to set up our API key equals config.api underscore key. So that's just pointing to this one, and then we're going to make another point to the secret key. Secret key equals config.api secret key, API secret key. And then we see here that we have this endpoint. So we're going to need to use this endpoint. It's going to be our base URL. And then we're just going to copy this. And so now, if we go into the documentation here, we're going to have to start off by getting our account. And so to connect to that, we see that we have a GET request. So we're going to make an account URL. And what this is going to do is we're going to basically call this, and it's going to connect to the endpoint. So we see that here we can just do it's v2-account .format base URL. And, oh, we missed the T here. And if we want to make requests, we can make a function to get those requests. R equals request dot get, and so the get here is going to go in here. You see that get v2 account. This is going to be a request that goes in this little box here. And then we want our account URL. And I guess to make it easier, we can create some headers. And so if we go back to the beginning of the documentation, let's go back a little bit. Yeah, we see that it's a curl, and so we can make a dictionary here that will help. So let's copy this right here, and we'll copy this whole thing, and we'll throw it in there, and then here we'll enter our API underscore key. Then we need double quotations. And then we want to copy this here. And double quotations. And then our API secret key. So let me expand this a little bit. And let me if we save that, so that means we can just enter a headers here in the request. Headers equals headers. And if we return, if we load that, we should be making a request to our account. And so let's see if that works. So if we run this, oh, that's why. Oh, we have a double. Config is not defined from config.py. Oh, we can just import config. API secret key is not defined. So we've defined a secret key here. So we define it a little bit different. So we can do secret key. Okay, that's good. And so looks like it's working. So if we want to test equals, and then we print test. Hopefully, yeah. So we're getting an account number, so it's going through. This is good. I really like the Alpaca API because it's pretty easy to use. So say we want to get an order, we can go down here to the API v2 documentation, and if we go down to orders right here, we see that it's a GET request, so we can create, we can make a function to create an order. So we do define create order, and so we do have some query parameters. So we have post request. Okay, so if we want to create an order, these are all the parameters we can enter into the function, and it will return them. And so we're definitely going to want to enter a symbol, and then the quantity side, so then we can make buy and sell orders. Type, and then time in force. And then we can create a JSON. And so if we want to do that, we can do data equals symbol quantity side type and time in force. And we'll want to return, we'll want to request that. And we see that here it's a post order, and so we want to do, we actually have not made an orders URL, but if we go up here we can make a constant. And so v2 slash orders, then we want to format that base URL for our endpoint. And so if we pass in our orders URL here, and then JSON equals data and headers equals headers, and so let's say we want to create a sample order. Order equals create order, and we want to buy one stock of Microsoft. We see that it's a string here. So Microsoft, we want to purchase one. We want to buy, and we actually misspelled that. Type, just a market order. And then day. If we run this, we should see an order appear down here. So headers. Oh, we need to. And so we see that order has been put in. If we load this up, we can see that we purchased one order. Say we want to purchase 10 orders of Apple, we just changed the symbol here, and it should make a request. Now, if we want to make a loop to create orders when the market is open, we can basically create a request. We can use the built-in functionality with the clock. So if we create a clock URL equals, on the documentation, forget what clock is, clock right here. So it's a get request. So let's get rid of that. If we want to create this, we do /v2/clock dot format base URL and define clock. And we don't really need to pass any parameters in, so we can just do r equals request dot get, because it's a get right here, and pass in our clock URL. Headers equals headers. Return JSON dot and so we want to create a simple trading script. You can go over here, create a new file, label it trade.py, save that, and here we're going to do import from main import. And so we can call some points here. So let's create the clock. And then market open. This is just a variable, a Boolean variable that will define whether the market's open, because we see that we can call whether the market's open right here. Market open equals clock is open. And then say we want to auto trade Microsoft and Apple. If we create some tickers, Apple, Microsoft, we can create a while loop while market open is true. So this script right now is not gonna run. I can switch this to false to make it run right now because it's the weekend, and so I'll do that. I just want to show you the functionality. We can also do market close equals clock is well, we can just, it's simpler if we don't do that. We can create a for loop for tick and tickers, and so this is going to iterate through our tickers. So Apple, Microsoft, and create sales. We can create an order here. Order equals create order. So we've defined our order right here. So we have to pass these in. So create order, pass in our tick here. We just want to buy one. We're going to buy. Type is, type is market, and then day here. Order equals create order. And then else, Well, let's create the else print market is closed until clock. Next, open. So if we go back here to the documentation, we see that we're going to print out the next open. So when the market's next open, and if we run this, it should say that the market is closed until the next open. So market is closed until 6:30 a.m. Monday morning. So if we swap this, actually, we can kind of cheat the system. And we should see that we start auto trading here. So yeah, we see the stocks going in. And so this is a fast way just to trade stocks. And you can also, you just use Control-C to exit that script. But you can create basically an algorithmic trading bot that can auto trade for you during the day, and you're only trading paper money, so that's very useful. But that's the extent of this first video. In the next video, we're going to be looking into storing those trades into a dictionary, and then we're going to probably start work on getting that GUI up so we can run this here, and basically it functions with our API, so that will be really nice. But that's the extent of our video. Thanks, guys.